pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, public forum, anybody?
Nobody.
Okay, so I need a motion for the acceptance of the agenda. Motion, Joe, second, Ron? Questions?
Question.
Okay.
So at the last board meeting, we had a vote there were 384 people whose ballots were thrown out. None of us have any idea who they voted for, Cheryl, Heidi, and Neil had offered to send a letter to those people so that for the next election, you know, many of them may have not been ballot voters and some of them may have. And I know when we had poll registration, several of the people on the board here said they did this because they thought it would increase voting, and that was evidenced by this election. There were other factors. So I'm not sure if I understand why people voted against telling people that their ballots were thrown out, so that if they were valid voters, they could fix whatever issues they have next time to increase the turnout, as you all expressed was your desire. So I'd like to open that discussion up for a possible revote.
So Craig, like I emailed you back, I answered your question. We voted on it at the last board meeting, and it's done. We can discuss this at a workshop for how we go forward, how we change things, and we can discuss that then. We can make that one of our workshops, our first workshops. If you like, we could do that. We can make it a workshop in September, as our September meeting. We could do that.
I'd be happy with that.
Okay, and then we'll address that there. You know, that's the appropriate place to address that. But we voted, and there is no more discussion. It's
well, I'm
done.
assuming we could always discuss anything.
Not at a business meeting, in workshop. So, that's.
I don't agree with that point, but I will secede.
I understand that. I understand.
And
Is
again,
there are there any other questions?
I'm not trying to change the election, none of that, it's just a matter of.
Are there any other questions about the agenda? All in favor? Thank you. We have the superintendent's report.
So I'm going to be short because we've got a fair amount of stuff to go through, but I wanted to bring to your attention that we had approved and planned for in the budget to have a clinical social worker, and we've been unable to find a licensed clinical social worker like we had planned. So there have been a number of social workers that have applied, and what has risen to the top is an individual who is very close to their certification but still a year out. It's a lengthy process. So I need the head nod to go ahead and talk with the attorneys to possibly change a resolution to make it include this individual for the purposes of that job in the future when she gets the certification. So it's a 3-year process. She's done with 2 years. The committee is met, but she still technically is not a clinical social worker. She has a master's in social work. So a licensed master's social worker. So that's not really what the board gave me permission to do. So I'm coming back to the board saying that I want to change this and go to the attorneys to find out the wording that we need to use so that we can move forward and hire this person.
I have one question. Does the services provided by a clinical social worker, someone with that certification?
Okay, it's not the way I understand it, it's not a certification.
Okay, so. Well,
not a tenure area. Maybe that's.
No, that's not what I was thinking of.
Okay.
I was thinking about Medicaid reimbursement.
Yes.
For services. Would we be eligible with this, for lack of a better term, lower title or not quite the same certification?
It's a little complicated, but I've talked with one of our clinical social workers today, and she's willing to sign off on that work, which is what you need to have occur.
Okay.
It needs to be reviewed and signed off on by someone who does have the license under New York State Office of Professionals.
I'm assuming this is kind of like with a speech person
Yeah, I
who
was
has
just
their
gonna say, it's
Cs.
very similar to the clinical, fellowship year of the CFY for speech pathology. You have to be certified, supervised by a licensed and certified SLP. It's gotta be similar.
Yes, yes it is. So that's the information I have at this point.
Is this particular person somebody that you're very interested in, and?
The committee recommended them, as the #1 candidate.
Okay,
And how many candidates did you have?
yeah.
I'm not sure how many they interviewed. I know they went through a screening process. And there was one or two that had the clinical,
Mhm.
license,
Mhm.
but the committee felt as if they were not the right fit for the district.
Okay.
And the position was posted,
Yes.
advertised, I mean.
I would agree.
Yeah, I do too.
Sounds good. Okay, so I'm gonna consult with the attorneys, find out kind of what we have to do. This, in order to, there's a little bit of a concern that this person may go to another school district. So, we may have some hiring decisions to make. So that may force us to have another meeting before the August 19th meeting. So I just wanted to keep that in the back of your mind.
Do we have an option to go somewhere else?
We do. We do have an option, but the information I have right now is the best candidates, did not have the exact credentials that we were looking for.
So if you change if we change the wording, will it be kind of like an open, should we have to make a different decision, an alternative decision?
Well, I was trying to stay away from posting for a social worker as opposed to, posting for a clinical social worker, which is what we did. So a clinical social worker has a significant amount of more education.
Mhm.
So that's kind of where we're at.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else, Neil, from you?
No, I think that's it for me.
Okay. All right, so we have the appointment of the district clerk. Be it resolved that the Board of Education appoint Jordan McComb to serve as the district clerk of the Board of Education for this district during the 2020-2021 fiscal year at an annual stipend of $4,000. I need a motion. Ron, second. Joe, questions? We got all in favor. Okay, and Jordan, I gotta swear you in, right? Oh, yeah, I gotta stand up, I gotta put the mask on. Okay. I state your name,
I, Jordan McComb,
do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of district clerk according to the best of my ability.
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of the district clerk according to the best of my ability.
Okay.
Congratulations,
Okay.
There's no backing out now.
Okay,
Irrevocable.
so now we're gonna call for nominations for elections of officers. So I need a nomination for president.
I nominate Ron Morales.
I nominate Bonnie.
Accept. Any other calls? Okay, Ron, did you accept?
No, I'm gonna pass on that.
Okay,
Thank you, though.
all right, so I'm gonna read that first one.
Was there a second? Can you go ahead?
There wasn't.
Oh, I'm sorry, second? Joe? So I got Ron, Joe. And all in favor? Thank you. So, now I gotta be sworn in, right, Jordan? We're
That's
gonna do
right.
that one at a time, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And don't forget that afterwards if you can sign the book.
Yeah.
All right, okay, yep. Okay,
Raise your right hand.
raise my right hand.
I, Bonnie Torsia,
I, Bonnie Torsia,
do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Board of Education President
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of the President of the Board of Education
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, now I need call for nominations for Vice President.
I nominate Dave Allen.
Anybody second? Okay. I nominate Ron Morales. Second? Heidi?
Except Ron.
Okay. And all in favor? Okay, thank you. All right, you're up.
Please raise your right hand, repeat after me. I, Ron Morales,
I, Ron Morales,
do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Vice President of the Board of Education
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Vice President of the Board of Education according to the best of my ability.
Thank you. Okay. Now we have the advisory committees. Oh, did Linda sign on? Does anyone know?
She did not,
Okay. All right. Okay, so we have the visitation committee. So be it resolved that the Board of Education appoint all the board members to the visitation committee for the 2020-2021 fiscal year. Could I have a motion, please? Joe, second. Craig? Any questions? All right, do I have to do those two things separately, chairperson? So those, I'll have to do a motion and write for that?
In theory, yes.
Okay, so all in favor of all of us being on the visitation committee?
No, you don't wanna visit?
I'll visit whenever we can. All right,
Who
thank
we-
you.
Who we visiting?
So the visitation committee is a committee that, we come here at the school, we did it a couple of times, and then we walked through the school and just looked at certain things. Neil usually, did you do that with us? You did, right?
I
We
was
went to
out
the-
that first meeting.
We went to like
Couple
we
of
saw the
times.
tech office and
The
we did that.
computers and the
Yeah.
IT
Yeah,
and
I missed that.
cafeteria.
All right.
I missed the first meeting.
Oh, okay. So Joe has wanted to be the chairperson of that, correct? Does anyone else want to be the chairperson of that?
I'll nominate you.
All right, so be it further resolved that the Board of
I
Education.
don't know if you heard that.
What do you say?
I nominated Joe.
Do we have to nominate the chairperson?
In theory, yes.
Okay, so I will do that. All right, thank you. And you second it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. Dave. Craig. All right, be it further resolved, the Board of Education appoint Joe as the chairperson of the visitation committee for the 2020-2021 school year. So Craig did that, and Dave, all in favor? Thank you. All right, the Acquired Immune Deficiency Syndrome Committee, be it resolved that the Board of Education appoint, oh wait, I need nominations for this committee, for 3 of them.
I'll nominate Alicia.
I accept.
Alicia,
I'll nominate Ron and Joe.
Can we have a second on Alicia?
Second.
Oh.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I'm not following policy. You have highlighted people for this,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay,
Yeah.
Craig.
You're supposed to do it in orange.
Yeah, but he's got Linda. I nominate.
Oh.
I wanna play.
Okay, got it.
I nominate Ron. Second, Joe. And one more.
One more what?
Who's got, Joe?
I nominate Joe.
I thought I heard,
Yeah, yeah.
I heard Craig nominate two people.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, second? Terry? All right.
Okay, so I missed somebody here.
So we have Ron, Alicia, and Joe.
Okay.
Got them?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Be it resolved that the Board of Education appoint Ron, Alicia, and Joe to the AIDS Committee for 2020-2021 fiscal year. So we nominated them, so now we just need to vote, correct?
Correct.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. All right, and we need a chairperson. Who's nominating the chairperson?
I nominate Alicia.
Thank you.
I accept.
All right,
But you don't
so
even wait for the seconds.
the second is Heidi. I'm sorry, Dave, you're right.
We need better
Motion
cheat sheets.
accepted.
They're highlighted in orange.
Well,
Joe, you don't see the problem in that already, because we need better cheat sheets.
All right, be it further resolved that the Board of Education appoint Alicia as the chairperson of the AIDS Committee for the 2020-2021 fiscal year. All in we already motioned, so we need all in favor?
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys? Craig? Steve? Okay. All right, the Policy Committee. So I need nominations for the Policy Committee.
I nominate Craig.
You accept, Craig?
I second.
Second, Dave?
I nominate Bonnie.
Joe
Second
seconds.
that.
I accept. And, I'm doing Dave. And I nominate Dave. And Joe seconds. You accept?
Yes, I do.
All right. So be it resolved, the Board of Education appoint board members Dave Balin, Bonnie Torsha, and Craig Bender to the Policy Committee for the 2020-2021 fiscal year. All in favor? All right. I need a chairperson, so I nominate Dave Balin as the chairperson. Second, Ron, do you accept?
Yes, I do.
All right. Be it further resolved that the Board of Education appoint Dave Balin as the chairperson of the Policy Committee for the 2020-2021 fiscal year. We've just done the nomination, so all in favor? This is backwards from what I normally do. All right, the Audit Committee. I need nominations for the Audit Committee.
Ooh.
Yes?
I feel like Horshack, remember?
Yeah,
I nominate Joe.
I second that. Joe, you accept? Okay.
I nominate Terry.
I'll second. Terry, do you accept?
Yes.
All right.
And I'll nominate Heidi.
Thank you, I accept.
I'll second that. Okay. Be it resolved that the Board of Education appoint board members Joe Costa, Terry Sullivan, and Heidi Beneke, Maine, to the Audit Committee for the 2020-2021 fiscal year. All in favor? Okay. Now we need a chairperson of that committee. And Terry, that's your person.
Not according to my sheet.
see, I knew there was a flaw.
But, I'll nominate Joe.
All right. I'll second that. Joe, do you accept as the chairperson?
Yes, I do.
All right. Be it further resolved that the Board of Education appoint Joe Costa as the chairperson of the Audit Committee for the 2020-2021 school year. All in favor? The Liaison Committee, we need one member for that.
I'd like to nominate Heidi.
I'll second that.
Thank you.
Do you accept?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Be it resolved that the Board of Education appoint Heidi Beneke Main as the Taconic Hills Faculty Association Liaison Committee member for the 2020-2021 fiscal year. All in favor? All right. So, negotiations. Be it resolved that the Board of Education, we need nominations, sorry guys. Okay, I nominate Ron, second. Heidi? Do you accept?
Yes.
Okay. And I also nominate Dave Valen, second. Joe? Do you accept, Dave?
Yep.
Okay. So we'll do these each separately. Be it resolved that the Board of Education appoint board members Ron Morales and Dave Valen as the Taconic Hills Support Staff Association Negotiations Committee members for the 2020-2021 fiscal year. All in favor? Okay. Next up, we have the administrator negotiation. So can I have nominations, please?
I'll nominate Alicia.
Okay, I'll second. Alicia?
I accept.
Okay. I nominate Ron, second. Craig? Do you accept?
I accept.
Okay. Be it resolved, the Board of Education appoint board members Ron Morales and Alicia O'Rourke to the Taconic Hills Administrators Association Negotiations Committee members for the 2020-2021 fiscal year. All in favor? Okay. Next up, we have the Faculty Association. So, we have, be it resolved, or I need nominations. I nominate Ron Morales, second. Heidi, do you accept?
Yes.
All right. And I also nominate Dave Phelan. Second. Joe? Dave, you accept? Okay. Be it resolved, the Board of Education appoint board members Ron Morales and Dave Phelan as Taconic Hills Faculty Association Negotiations Committee members for the 2020-2021 fiscal year. All in favor, please. Okay. Okay. Budget Committee. All right. So, be it resolved, or we need nominations. 3 board members.
I nominate Bonnie.
Second. Heidi? And I accept.
I nominate Alicia. Am I on the right one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ron, you second?
I accept.
Okay. So we got 2 board members. Linda's not here tonight, so we'll have to,
Could
add
we
her.
table the third person?
Hmm?
Could we table the third
We
person?
can table the 3rd person, yes. Okay, be it resolved that the Board of Education appoint board members, Bonnie Torsha and Alicia O'Rourke to the Budget Committee for the 2020-2021 fiscal year. All in favor? Okay, thank you.
Could we have the minutes reflect that
Yeah,
the 3rd seat to be filled at the next meeting?
yes, thank you, Dave. Nominations for the chairperson for that committee? I know it's not highlighted, but,
I'll nominate Bonnie.
thank you.
I'll second it.
Alicia seconded it, I
You seem to be
accept.
fishing.
I know that you have to.
You give me cliff notes.
I know, well, you know what, I didn't know I needed to do the nominations for that, so that's why it wasn't, so I apologize. Okay, so,
Because Bonnie.
be it further resolved that the Board of Education appoint Bonnie Torsha as the chairperson of the Budget Committee for the 2020-2021 fiscal year. Can I, are all in favor? Okay, thank you. Next up, the Legislative Committee. Be it resolved that the Board of we need nominations.
I'll nominate Terry.
I'll second that. Terry, do you accept?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'll nominate Craig.
Thank you, I accept.
I'll second that. You accept?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And again, there's a 3rd position that, won't be filled tonight. We'll be able to fill that at the next board meeting as well. So be it resolved, the Board of Education appoint board members Terry Sullivan and Craig Bender to the Legislative Committee for the 2020-2021 fiscal year. All in favor?
Okay, Bonnie, you had
Yes.
discussed codes
Yep.
here.
I'm gonna mention that.
Okay.
So I did talk to both Terry and Craig earlier, and, they both would like to be, chair people of this. So can I have a nomination so co-chair, instead of just one chairperson, it'll be co-chair. They were both okay with that. So now I just need the nominations.
I'll make a nomination
Thank
for
you.
co-chairs of Terry and Craig.
Thank you.
I'll second that nomination.
All right.
I'm assuming you both accepted that.
Yes. All in favor? Thank you, guys. Okay, cool. All right. On to, so this is gonna be a while. All right.
Actually, could we go back a second?
Sure.
I realize, we accepted the, well, did we do the
No,
consensus agenda?
no, we're doing that right now, Dave. That's what I just said. I said, this is
Okay.
gonna be a long one.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, I just,
No, we're
too
doing that
many
right now.
pages.
No, that's okay. So I need a motion for the acceptance of the consensus agenda.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, Dave, second.
Bonnie, I just want to bring to your attention.
Yep.
We still have to list the convention delegate.
Okay, yes, because we're gonna go through the consensus agenda now, so he's right, we have to pick a delegate for the, but let's go through the consensus agenda, because it is a whole lot of stuff, and then, questions as we're going through this. So, let's see, we have, all the appointments, you see that, school psychologist.
Do it, or, because it starts with the minutes.
Okay,
So,
yeah,
the minutes aren't attached here, and they were too voluminous for me to print out. I would like going forward that when we take votes, we haven't been consistent. When it's unanimous, it's easy, just check off unanimous. When it's not unanimous, over the past couple of years, I've noticed sometimes we will indicate if there was a dissenting vote, who the person was, if there was an abstention, who the person was, but we're not consistent with that.
okay,
And on these minutes, we've had some votes that were not unanimous, and it doesn't indicate who voted for what and who abstained. And specifically, I'm referring to the item that was put in about those absentee ballots and notifying. So there was 3, 5, and 1, but it is not indicated how people voted. So I think we need to, moving forward, and I look back
well, I
at.
think we need to make a decision, I don't think we should, at this moment, make that decision, maybe that's something we do in the retreat, but I agree with you, we should be consistent, but
Right.
we're not going to assume that we will or will not at this moment.
Why not?
That's something we can discuss at the retreat. Going forward, how we will do that.
Well, should we delay voting on the minutes until after the retreat then?
Well, the minutes are the minutes, I mean, Dave just brought up an inconsistency, that's what
It's just how
and
the
it's
votes
something that
are-
needs to be addressed,
how the
but
votes
it
are
will be.
recorded.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with you. But, I mean, you may want that to happen, someone else on this board may not want that to happen, so that's something that we need to discuss as a board. And we can certainly do that.
Well, I would disagree in that it's a public vote. When we just voted, all of our votes are recorded. And when it's unanimous, it's easy. When it's not unanimous, we sometimes indicate, which we should. Votes should be known, who voted for what, and when you look at it, you can verify, oh yeah, they recorded my vote. Or, oops, no, they indicated, and I remember at least
Again,
one other
I'm
time.
not disagreeing that we should be consistent. I totally agree. But I believe that that was decided by another board.
I don't know. I don't know how that was decided.
I thought it
don't
was,
know.
because I know that another board member didn't want because they didn't want them to be singled out, that they were voting against the
Well,
rest of the board.
The
So-
only benefit of something like that is to trash somebody when you're running for re-election. That's the only
That's a
gain.
good point.
Outside of looking what you, if you don't wanna see what you voted for, you should know what you voted for.
Yep. Anyway, again,
Yeah.
that's something that we will not do here. I addressed his issue, he's absolutely right, we should be consistent one way or another, and we need to decide which way that's gonna be. I agree. Okay. Let's go
So the
through.
minutes are part of the consensus agenda?
What, I'm sorry?
The minutes are part of the consensus agenda, can we separate that out as a separate vote then?
No.
Yes, you,
What for?
Because I'm gonna vote no on that,
well,
so
I
I'll probably
don't-
vote yes for everything else.
Well, I don't, I want them in. So, yeah, if you
no,
vote
no,
no, that's
it's not
fine.
to take them, a consensus agenda, any item can be pulled out of the
As a
consensus
separate vote.
agenda for a separate
Does the rest of
vote.
the board members want them pulled?
It only requires, under the rules that we've operated on, one person saying they wanna take it out and vote on it separately.
Show me the.
Oh, you
rule.
want it voted on
Yeah, he
separately?
didn't say not to vote on it.
Oh, all right,
Yeah.
we can do that.
Alright, it's totally up to you.
All right, we'll vote on it after after we do this other part of the consensus agenda, okay? All right, moving. Okay, we have appointments there.
Can we ask a question about the laptops? Do we have 100% coverage? I know this is a donation, I know. But do we have
Where's the donation, Craig?
the donation for the laptops, which is a great thing.
We're not on that
Oh,
right
that's new
now.
business, that's not consensus.
We're on consensus
All right,
agenda.
sorry.
That's okay. Appointments, we have the summer meal delivery, bus drivers there, the school improvement team, and elementary school summer select tutoring, all the sports coaches, for what were filled or some vacant still.
Appointment C, Neil, is that the one that you were referring to?
Correct.
Which one, Dave?
Yeah, it was, item C was stricken,
Oh, okay,
so I just was clarifying that with you.
okay. Jordan's gonna be our tax collector. We have, let's see. So, well, no, there's no pages, but we have the NISBA convention, and we don't even know if this is gonna happen. But we do need to pick a delegate and an alternate.
Where is that?
I was looking for a page number, we don't have a page
That's
number.
S.
It's S, yeah.
Capital S.
Did you say F or S?
S is in Sam.
Thank you. It's really hard, but.
All right. So, who wants to be the voting delegate for the convention, if it happens anyway? I know
In
Joe,
Middletown, New York.
Joe, you wanna do it? And now, do I just take nominations for this as well?
Yes.
All right, so I need a nomination for a voting delegate for this New York State School Boards Association Convention, which is October 29th through the 31st in New York City. I'll nominate Joe.
Second that.
Okay. Any others? Okay, all in favor? Okay. Now I need a nomination for the alternate.
I'll nominate Dave.
Okay. I'll second that. Dave, do you accept?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Okay, so let me read both of these, so we can, we already voted on that. Be it resolved, the Board of Education appoint Dave as the delegate for the New York State School Boards Association Convention, which is October the 29th to the 31st in New York City. All in favor?
I'm sorry, this is not part of the consensus agenda?
That's what yes,
So we should just fill in the name and then vote yes for the whole
yes,
consensus
that's what I
agenda.
thought,
Yeah.
but I just,
Okay, I'd like to add something to that.
okay.
I think we need to amend this because there's a good likelihood that maybe the convention won't be held in person. So I think we should add language to this to say if it's, if the convention is held in another manner, you know, virtually or however,
Mhm.
that these two representatives still are, because it specifically says in New York City.
Okay, that's a good point.
So,
And, you can change that, Jordan?
Oh, yeah, not
To
a
say that?
problem.
you know, something, you know, in New York City or other venue as determined by NISBA.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause it could be by Zoom, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is,
You're still gonna have to vote on stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
what's that?
You're still gonna have to vote on stuff, you're right.
Yeah, no, exactly, and that there would be, if they don't hold it in person, they'll make some sort of alternate arrangement.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. All right, so now we're going back through these. We have all the appointments. Trying to see if there's anything.
I have a question about notary services.
Notaries, okay. Yep.
Is, Jordan, are you a notary?
Not yet.
Okay, but it's on your list of things to
It
do?
is, yeah, unfortunately, code restrictions are not happening.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's been on my list of things to do for years.
Yeah.
Xerxes. He's got voted, Xerxes.
All right, so we've got the designations,
My excuse was I just haven't done it.
Okay,
Because you can't notarize for yourself, so why bother?
there you go.
so you see the board meeting dates, those are important for us to know.
Just point this out to where they were.
Double D, designations. At the bottom there. Those are all the dates for the upcoming year.
And they're all starting at 6:30.
Yes. Those are meetings, most of the meetings all start at 6:30, a workshop could start earlier, but most of them, all start at 6:30.
I don't believe, from what I looked at.
I'm working on like a review
Thank
type
you.
document too, so it'll be, one uniform Microsoft Word document I'll send out to everybody once they get, approved.
Okay,
It'll identify each one, location and time.
okay,
These are
great.
subject to change. Yeah. Does it say
Yes,
that in
always,
there?
there's always some special meetings thrown in there, yeah. All right, let's see, any other things we got here? I circled, I have something here. Let's see. So we have all the rates for the aquatic and fitness center, the rates for the buildings and grounds. Employment rates for substitutes. What are the rates for non-instructional employees?
I have a question, I didn't catch this when I reviewed it. FF, other items, board policies and code of ethics. Be it resolved that the Board of Education reviewed all adopted policies and the code of ethics for this district.
Yeah,
This is double F.
so,
F.
yeah, you can address that, Neil,
Well,
what
we
we've
can
done
do
in
this
the
a couple
past.
different ways. It's typically on a reorg agenda. I guess from a policy point of view, we should all be up to date on policies, except maybe Heidi. She's probably not had a chance to review them.
Right.
So, but we haven't had policies in quite some time either. The ethics is pretty much a general statement that we did a couple of years ago. Well,
I'm just trying, I mean, if we're saying all the ones that are on the website, it kind of makes the job that we've been working on a little bit easier, that we could move everything that's on the current website to the new portal, and then they'd be all in one place, regardless of what year they were originally reviewed and adopted or re-adopted.
okay.
Yeah, that's something we should probably discuss at the policy committee.
Right, so when I read this, I'm like going.
So this is more or less saying that as a board member, that you should know all of these policies. You know, that's really what this, I mean, review and adopted all the policies. So as we adopt them, we review them. So how many policies did we adopt last year? Probably six. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
so,
The code of ethics is something that we have done. We didn't do it last year. The year before that we did do. We had 2 meetings on it.
okay, hold on, no. So,
We can do that
what
if you
this,
like.
what this basically means is that we are familiar with them,
Correct.
not that we're saying all the policies that are on the website or.
Right.
Okay, no.
That we're familiar with
Thanks
them.
for the clarification
Yeah.
and,
That we reviewed them all, we know, right, that we know them, because we know them all up here.
right.
There will be a.
So we'll,
There will be a test.
so for policies, we
Yeah.
have them in 2 places we're transitioning.
I hope we get
From what's on the website,
Fine.
if you go to the website
Yep.
This
policies.
is probably not the right
We have
spot to
new-
bring up that where we
Yeah.
have a policy for new board
Service
members.
to NISBA.
Have what?
We have a
Posted
policy
each
for new
year,
board
Okay.
members,
and some
like
of
getting
them
the
have been
book
well
and.
written.
Yes.
More than half of them have been
I met
written.
with, I did meet with
So,
Heidi over the weekend
that's where
before
we'll-
before the meeting, because I didn't want her to come into,
Yeah.
you know. So, but yes, I haven't got her a book yet, but I will, and I'll meet with her, but yes,
Okay.
you're right. Wait, I did, because you were right, we didn't do that last year. So, yes, we have to do that right, so, I did meet with her unofficially,
Great.
and just kind of went over, you know, an agenda and that type of thing, before the meeting I did.
When were you sworn in?
This
Today.
morning.
Oh, okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I didn't know if it was, you know, when.
Well, that was one of the things that, when I met with her, it's like, you know,
She has to
you don't
be
have
sworn
to,
in.
you don't have to wait till the meeting to do it. Come in early, that way you can just sit right at your seat when the meeting started, so. But yeah. Any other? Anybody see anything else that they?
I just need clarification on employment rates
Employment rates, okay,
for the instructional substitutes.
okay.
Do you see what I'm talking about?
That's C.
It's C under some section.
Yeah,
So, these are all contractually negotiated, aren't they?
Not necessarily.
Oh, okay. So some are and some aren't, or,
These are, correct me if I'm wrong, Sybil, but these are not necessarily in the contract.
Correct, substitutes are not part of a bargaining unit. Substitutes are not part of a bargaining unit.
okay, so then on an annual basis, we review this and,
Correct.
okay.
And we look at them,
So it has nothing to do with any of the contracts and,
no, we look at them across regional data annually.
okay.
I have a question about, FFB, buildings and grounds. It's got rates for using classrooms, cafeteria, et cetera. How much does that actually happen, you know, do we have people coming and renting space here ever?
Very rarely, but it does happen.
And you have to have it.
We try to get the community groups to do things, try to make sure that they're not charged. But if we have other outside organizations come in, we do charge.
But it doesn't happen very often, I mean, it's not gonna happen this year, Don, like. COVID.
Well, for instance, we used to have a rugby team come up and rent our property to hold rugby practices over the summer. It's not happening anymore.
And these rates are only charged to for-profit organizations.
Yes.
We don't charge community groups or nonprofits.
Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, 4-H, no charge.
Thank you.
okay, let's see, I'm sorry, I have to take it again. School meals, okay, transportation, blah, blah, blah. Okay, anybody have any more questions on any of that?
No.
Okay, so, we had Dave and Joe as the first and second, so we're gonna take out A, and, so I need a vote, all in favor of the consensus agenda minus A. Okay. Now we're gonna vote on A, Minutes of the regular meeting on the May 19, 2020 and June 23rd, 2020. Can I have a motion? Or no, I'm just gonna vote, right? Just vote. All in favor? Nay? All right.
Just for clarification too, so you're gonna have your retreat on Thursday. If the board decides that we do not wanna identify the no's or the yeses, we're gonna move forward as so. But I'll get a decision from you.
Yes.
Alright.
I mean, I would really like to, I mean, I know that that was a decision made, I just don't know by what board
I'll
at
take
that
it
time,
whenever you
so.
want, as long as everyone's
Yeah,
in agreement.
that would be great.
Yeah.
I wanna say it was during Kevin's. That's
I don't
what I
remember.
wanna say. It was, right? That's what I thought. So if you could look back through that possibly, okay. Sorry guys, next up, we have no reports at this time. No old business at this time. So our new business, we have approval, let's see. Approval of a memorandum of agreement between the Coxsackie Athens Central School District and Taconic Hill Central School District for the shared service of a Spanish teacher for the 2020-2021 school year. Can I have a motion? Ron, second? Dave, questions?
So is somebody gonna be doing like a distance learning kind of thing? or-
Correct.
Okay.
So this is the first time that this has been done in this region. We're not using Questar, we're not using any formal type of, other mid-person, to organize that. We have the two school districts coming together and a shared services contract.
Will it be?
And where, is it gonna be hosted here, the distance?
No, we're paying, 40% of that, and so their, 60% teacher is located at Coxsackie.
And they'll deliver by distance learning the 40% to us?
Well, they have a different schedule, but yes, that's the idea.
Okay.
So they're teachers at a different contract, so it's not an exact 40% when you look at it from our point of view. So-
And where would that be for our students here? Is that in the
In the, in the.
In the room that we-
rooms that we set up?
No, it could be,
oh,
it could be anywhere because it's on a device.
Oh, okay, like a Zoom.
so they, yeah.
I'm not sure they've chosen the platform yet, but
Oh,
similar.
Okay.
Do they have a monitor in the
Yeah,
room?
yeah,
Is there something?
There will be,
if it's here.
well, depending upon what the kids are doing, they may have a monitor in the room, it may not be in a room. A kid could sit in his car and technically take the class. Kid could be in the cafeteria, could be sitting in the office. So we're gonna try to schedule them at a location, but you don't necessarily need to be at that location in order to take the class.
The monitor would be their device.
And really with everything going on, that's
Right, you don't even
probably
know
what's
what's
gonna
going
be
on.
happening for every types of
What
class
grade will
situation.
this teacher be teaching? What grade will this?
This is mostly Spanish 3. So we're talking
Junior,
10th and
senior.
11th graders mostly.
And kids were invested in learning Spanish.
Right,
Correct.
by that
We
point,
did.
right. Okay, all in favor? Okay, thank you. All right, so we have donation, $1,900 from the Copac Lake Realty, for Taconic Hill's COVID relief efforts for student laptops. Can I have a motion, please? Terry, second. Craig, any questions?
I have just a comment because, thank you for acknowledging Lindsay's donation. She's a personal friend of mine, but I think it's nice that you acknowledge that she had given that. It's very generous of her.
Yes,
She's
yes
yeah.
it was.
I was just curious about the laptop coverage. Do we have a deficiency? I mean, someone's making a donation, so apparently we need it, right?
I guess I'm a little,
He wants
So
to know
we-
what it was, what's the money for, what is it going to cover? Like, you said
certain
because they didn't have
companies-
internet, right?
yes, it's hotspots. So certain companies charge depending upon the plans you're carrying, they may charge you for a hotspot, they may not charge you for a hotspot. In some areas of the district, AT&T works best. In other areas of the district, Verizon works best. So those hotspots are, devices that go along so that the kids can get the internet access on their computers.
But, so this is a donation specifically for a laptop, set of laptops, physical
No,
laptops, right?
no, I don't.
It says student laptops.
Yeah, it's more those devices, those hotspots, they have been provided,
Okay.
laptops.
So I guess supporting student laptops for remote.
I would say that that would be
Okay.
correct.
And I'm fine with the wording either way, but my question more around is, someone's making a donation, which is a great thing, to solve some deficiency in connectivity. So is there a larger connectivity issue that we're not solving, there's still a hole?
Yes, I can't get some cell phone coverage in my office on some days. So we do, and we struggle with those issues all the time.
So is there a plan around that, or a set of actions around that?
Unless
We signed a contract with Germantown Tel 3 years ago to move them closer using government money. We signed on as a sponsor, but it's kind of the geography of where we live in this bowl right here.
I mean, I now understand the
So-
issue, but I'm just, as we are in COVID now, and this is of paramount importance to make sure that the kids have connectivity, right, if they can't all be here physically. And we don't know what the plan is yet because the governor is still in the air, I get that.
And this is an issue across the state, I mean, it's
Yeah.
not just our district.
Civil,
I think it's a great issue to bring to our local legislators. They need to make
I think that's a great
having,
idea.
Well, if I'm
internet
not
coverage
mistaken-
available for children in rural communities.
Well,
It's
they've
absolutely a
been
legislative issue.
trying to make the broadband and stuff better for the last 10 years. That's why the trucks are going up and down the roads.
Well, and actually,
putting,
Sybil brings up a good point, this could be something for the legislative committee. I mean, our local politicians would be advocates for our school district, and that's certainly, definitely a great topic to bring forward.
so
Well,
we've had many meetings with Consolidated Communications. Mid-Hudson pretty much stops at the Parkway. We've been talking to some of these groups for many years. Unfortunately, sometimes it comes down to their company's financial decision.
Right.
So, for kids, using a hotspot seems to be starting to work a little better, but we have people who cannot pay. We have people who run up bills, their service is cut off. There's many different reasons why a kid, would not have, Wi-Fi access at their house.
Yeah, I mean, rural broadband is an issue that we all know.
Right.
But even in locations where they bring the service, a lot of people can't afford it.
Right.
Because it's not, frankly, all the service up here is probably 50% higher at least than comparable if you were in an urban setting.
This has been
So-
an ongoing issue in Columbia County, there was Columbia
No
Connect.
competition.
Columbia Connect, which is a countywide, I know that there'd been, we've had broadband committees in Copac and Hillsdale, and, people have been working on this for several years now. It's just become a major issue for education.
Right.
But it's also statewide, I mean, it's not just us, so, yes, it's ongoing, and it should be reinforced with the legislature, and Albany, when they're making their decisions about what to do in September. If they're gonna do a hybrid, if they're gonna do, they have to be aware that, and it would be nice to have some numbers
So,
of what percentage of the kids actually can't access.
So we have 15 families that we're extremely concerned about.
And that's what this money, plus the other,
Yes.
it was 40,000 total, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Well, if there's, again, it has nothing to do with this specific vote, but if there's any specific, information you could feed us on the legislative committee that we could take forward as far as demographics, internet demographics, that would be a place to start.
So there are many places which still have dial-up
Yeah.
Mhm.
They do.
in our district. So
my
to
neighbor.
me, that's no internet.
And I will be
Yeah.
doing it. Yeah, no, I
So-
understand the general comments, but if there are any specific demographics, if we don't have, we don't have, but I'm just asking
So-
if we have them,
That's a good point.
please share them.
Todd Wolfarth, who was on one of our committees, I think.
He's on the policy.
He, when I met him, and this was several years ago, he had spearheaded the broadband committee. He's extremely knowledgeable on broadband
So maybe you
for the
guys invite
area.
him to the
So he
legislative
would be a
committee.
great resource
Yeah.
to find out from.
I noticed John isn't here, but, through, TechSoup, does the district use TechSoup to purchase discounted, technology resources?
I don't know what that is.
Are you familiar with TechSoup?
I am not.
TechSoup provides for schools and nonprofits, discounts to service, software and also, services. And one of the things that they have are mobile hotspots that are very, very inexpensive. I don't know what the backbone is, AT&T or Verizon, or if they mix and match them. But it is a way to get inexpensive, hotspots. And, I don't know if John is aware of it.
Can you spell that? Tech what?
TechSoup. TechSoup. They partner with every major, software and hardware provider.
I know some schools have sent out surveys for COVID for the fall. That, if we did something like that, that could potentially be a question on there.
To see if they
Do
need
you
the.
have service, or can you afford service? Is it,
Right.
you know,
We're looking at those currently.
That's a
Yeah.
good idea. All right, now let's get back to the voting of the donation.
Sorry.
All in favor?
Aye.
Alrighty then, thank you. Alright, so now we have the approval of the following requests for proposals for service contracts. We have the Sickler, Torsha, Allen, and Churchill. We have Columbia Memorial Hospital, Top Form, and Advanced Therapy. Can I have a motion, please? Motion, John, second. Joe, any questions?
For the Top Form Inc., if we have limited sports, is it gonna be a limited pay?
They have decided that they will do other services such as nutrition, actual individual training, and there's a menu of things. But Angela thinks that she can keep them busy and keep our athletes in shape until, there's a better plan in place. So,
What sports have been approved for fall so far?
none.
None, okay.
I've never played that sport.
All in favor?
I say we play Chatham this year.
Terry?
Play Chatham night?
Raise your hand.
He loves his Chatham.
I love my Chatham.
Approval of the following educational service contracts for the 2020-2021 school year. So we have Abilities First, Andrus Orchard School, Center for Disability Services, Center for Spectrum Services, Devereaux Advanced Behavioral Health, Hillcrest Educational Foundation, Neil Hellman Northern Rivers School, Wildwood School in Schenectady. Can I have a motion? Joe, second. Dave? Any questions about those schools?
Is Neil Hellman the cognitive person that's north of Albany? Is it cognitive?
It's a Parsons location, Terry?
Okay.
It does have a cognitive component to it.
I don't know if that was the same one that was on last year.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I believe, they just had us change it because their contract is in a different corporate name.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like a conglomerate, like
Right.
Parsons and
Mhm.
Northeast.
Correct, yeah.
Are these all gay schools?
Yes.
None of them are residential?
So this two are.
The one down in Yonkers?
Devereaux is residential?
No, the Rivers as well.
Andreas there in Yonkers. And, what's the other one?
what caught my eye, that's like a 2-hour drive.
Devereaux, yeah.
Devereaux, right.
Devereaux is.
Any more questions? All in favor? Thank you. All right. approval of the Berkshire Taconic Community Foundation Columbia County Response Fund Grant in the amount of $15,360 for the Taconic Hills E&L Summer Learning Program. Motion, please. Ron, second. Joe, any questions?
So is there a summer program? We're spending this money on?
Yes, we have an elementary and a secondary online summer program for kids who were not successful in the last 2 quarters. So if you've gotten an unsatisfactory or incomplete, I mean, we expect the credit recovery to be popular, and then the elementary is taking the tutorial approach.
Any other questions? All in favor? Okay, public forum, is anybody for the second one?
Nope. I don't
Okay.
have anybody on here.
No one's on?
I don't. No.
Okay. No executive session, right?
Hold on.
Okay.
Sandra had emailed or sent in the chat room for the Spanish DL that we are doing it in the distance learning room.
Okay.
Thank you.
That was the only comment.
Well, that's a good sign that she could hear us.
Yeah, really.
That's a very good sign.
On so many levels.
Executive session, none tonight.
Correct?
All right, so additional items to discuss is our retreat on Thursdays from 5 to 9. Did all of you give, all of you gave Neil your, except you, right?
I have one.
But you didn't get an email until this morning, right?
Yeah, but I did get it.
Okay.
The food request?
One other
Yeah.
comment, there was a survey that needed to be filled out by today.
Oh, yeah, that's for our retreat, yes.
So
Did you do that?
I did it, but people.
Did everybody do the survey?
Mm-hmm.
So, check your email if you can, there was a
I think she missed it, because I think there was a 5
5
o'clock
o'clock or
deadline.
something that had to be done by.
It's not the end of the world.
but that's what, she's new, so it's,
Yeah.
the questions that they asked really,
There was just general questions you would wanna.
yeah. But everybody else did it?
I did.
You did it? You? Okay. I'm assuming Linda did.
I don't know if you wanna mention that I have to cut out.
Yeah.
So, just so that people know.
Yep.
And I'll just go into the next room. Thankfully, we have a very important town board meeting that's on Thursday night as well.
Okay.
And the representatives from the Heckadees, who are doing the 200,000 solar panel project are gonna be there. So I'm gonna bring my computer, and maybe someone can help me get set up in another room and run to the town, and that's at 7.
All
So
right.
I'll be here for 5 and then cut out for a bit and hopefully come back.
Hopefully one of the majority of what we have to
Yeah,
time.
I hope.
All right, that's it.
Sounds
A
good.
motion to adjourn for Linda. That's always her
I'll
thing.
do it. I'll do it.
You do it for her? Okay, Craig. And Joe, second. All in favor?
We're gonna check on her, make sure she's right.
sure.
Yeah.
She emailed about an hour ago.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Did she go to the doctor?
She responded to you, no. The doctor
Oh, she
didn't
did, I
think
didn't check
she
it.
had a concussion, so,
Oh.
the dog was walked and she felt okay, she was still getting.
She went and walked her dog? No.
She said she was a little dizzy, but she was
Oh.
gonna get better.
She said the dog was lost? Is that
No,
what-
she walked the dog. She
Oh.
walked the dog.
Sorry.
That she was concerned about walking.
Oh, got it. Oh, okay. Well, it's really hard, like I test people's hearing, by the way. It's really hard to
Do a muffled mask?
understand what these names come from.
I've seen audiologists that don't have masks and
Yeah, they're clear.
see their lips, which is a
They're
big clue.
thinking of getting one for me at the hospital, because I can't do speech, it's hard to do speech therapy.
But they're very warm and cold.
With the plastic.
Yes.
I forward my phone call.
All right.
Very good. See everybody,
That's